This is Russell Smith from Fleet Maintenance, and this is Inside HCSO.
Ahead on Inside HCSO, a brazen burglar sneaks into houses while the owners sleep, but he can't sneak away from our deputies. It's that time of year again. Deputies get some chainsaw training should a storm or hurricane block the way for first responders. And thieves help themselves to whatever they can find in dozens of vehicles. Hello, I'm Captain Chad Chronister. Welcome to Inside HCSO, our own webcast where we will give you exclusive material and insight about the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. So get ready to get informed. Let's go inside HCSO. Up first, a man breaks into several homes in the middle of the night, and residents call us for help. Deputy David Lott gets to the scene first, captures a suspect, and puts an end to the crime spree. Here's more.
He had broken into several vehicles, one of them being a Tampa police officer's vehicle, took out all of his Tampa police gear. He had thrown on his raid vest, his bulletproof vest that had police and Tampa police insignia on it. Took that, went into a house on Early Run Lane, went through the lady's purse while she was sleeping, and he was seen exiting that house by another neighbor who called us. The call came out right at 6 o'clock, which is right at our shift change. Night shift units were responding here first. Day shift was coming obviously from the office. And one of our night shift units gets into the area, spots a vehicle that he sees, the individual walking back to his vehicle, matching somewhat of the description other than he wasn't wearing the Tampa police officer's vest anymore. He noticed the handcuffs on his belt loop, made contact with the guy, and then it obviously avalanched from there where we located all the other items inside the vehicle. The house that he was coming out of when he was wearing the Tampa police vest, she was inside sleeping. The victim has told us that he had grabbed her purse, which was right next to her bed, and went into the bathroom and went through the items and then exited back out the side window. He was a capper. He was in the house when they were sleeping at night. He was quiet enough that he wasn't waking anyone up inside the house. Just did what he came in there to do and left quietly back out the same way without alerting anyone inside the house. Main thing is obviously we want people to lock the doors and windows.
4 thieves burglarized dozens of vehicles near Brandon, stealing anything they could get their hands on. Eagle-eyed Deputy Aaron Dahl spots the suspect's car cruising in a neighborhood, and it wasn't long before their next ride was to the Orient Road Jail. But not before one of the suspects assaulted Deputy Charlotte Rashke and then attacked her canine partner, Dagger. The deputy and her dog were not injured, and the suspect got 2 more criminal charges added to his list.
We had numerous vehicles broken into in the Bloomingdale-Duncan Road corridor. Involved Sterling Hills subdivisions along with Bloomingdale Trails subdivision. Several vehicles, possibly 30 to 40, were broken into, and the suspects were breaking into unsecured vehicles. Patrol units responded to the area and located the vehicle at the racetrack at 301 in Duncan Road. The vehicle was stopped at the Bayou Crossing subdivision. The suspects all bailed from the vehicle, and patrol units responded with canine and aviation. The suspects were all detained shortly thereafter, and inside the vehicle was located numerous stolen property from all the vehicle burglars that occurred in the area. I believe they got access into possibly close to 100 vehicles. The only vehicles that were entered were unlocked vehicles, and the suspects concentrated mainly on the glove box and the center console of each vehicle. They didn't care what they took. They took paperwork. They took owner's manuals for their vehicles. They took everything from DVDs to movies to makeup to combs to brushes to vacuum cleaners to water bottles. It didn't matter. Whatever was conceivable for them to grab, they grabbed. And specifically, we have large amounts of paperwork from the glove boxes and any type of items that are stored inside center consoles, which include change, movies, things like that, nail clippers. It didn't matter. The purpose of the items that they were taking from these unsecured vehicles is to sell them on the street for a quick buck, and it doesn't matter what kind of items they're taking. Anything that of value they'll sell or trade for anything else they can get their hands on. The lesson to be learned in this case is to lock your vehicle. If you lock your vehicle, there's a good chance they're not going to break into your vehicle by shattering the window. However, we have learned lately that if you do leave some equipment or any property that is of value in view, there is a good chance that your window could be broken and items could be taken. But yes, lock your vehicles.
It probably seemed like an eternity as two young sisters waited for deputies to arrive after a stranger breaks into their home. In the end, it was hugs for the deputies and handcuffs for the suspect. Let's let the deputies tell the story.
I received a call, and the call stated that there was two girls, two teenage girls in the house. They were watching television, and a gentleman rang the doorbell. Well, they ignored the doorbell, continued to watch television. After they sat back down, they saw a shadow of a subject at their back sliding glass door. The subject started to, or the bad guy started to open the door with ended up being a metal chisel. And at that time, both teenage girls grabbed their dog and ran into their room, called 911. They did a great job.
This is 911. How can I help you?
Yes, I think there's someone in our house.
How many people are inside with you right now that you know of?
Me, my sister, and the dog.
How old are you?
14.
Can you hear somebody?
I heard something. Someone in the backyard.
In the backyard or inside the house?
Backyard. And I heard someone open a sliding glass door. Can you just send someone over here, please?
I'm working on it right now.
Okay, thank you.
Stay in line with me as long as you can, okay?
As I'm approaching on foot from the sidewalk here in front of the houses, I see that there's a vehicle parked here, and the license plate was covered by a white piece of paper. So I gave the description of that vehicle just in case that ended up being the bad guy's vehicle. So I made my way down the side of the house into the backyard. When I get to the backyard, I see that the slider itself is open probably about 2 feet, and I can see the curtain blowing through, but I can't see inside the house. So at that point, knowing that there's girls in there as a bad guy, I chose to just go in there. So I got my firearm out, I'm clearing the living room and the kitchen. Well, that time I see the bad guy run from the back room with a backpack through the front door. He busts open the front door and then runs out on foot.
I confirmed with McDowell as to what kind of person we were looking for, the suspect information and clothing description. I'm sitting here, look over, out of the corner of my eye, I see a couple of hands protrude out from the edge of, far edge of the plastic fence over here next to a tree. I slowly made my way down the walk over here, and as soon as he got into view of me, I recognized that was the same guy that had run from me just a few minutes earlier, and I had him come out. I wanted his hands out, and then I had him prone down to the grass, and that's when Deputy Taveras came out and gave me a hand.
On the other side of the house, this house here, lady flagged us down, so we came back to the back of this house here, and that's when I heard the Deputy Ivy saying, you know, get down, get down. I actually managed to jump the fence, over this fence here at the corner, and the gentleman was prone down, and at that point I cuffed him. Searched the guy, and actually happened to find a watch, which happened to be the victim's watch at that point. Put him in a patrol vehicle and transported him to one of the substations.
Next up, 2 security cameras catch suspects committing crimes. Help us put names to the faces, we'll take it from there. In the first video, a man casually walks up to the drive-thru window at a McDonald's in Town and Country. He yanks a donation box for the Ronald McDonald House from the wall and runs away. This selfish act to ruin the goodwill of others demands answers. His name is Richard Ray Peralta Jr. All we need is his location. The second video shows 2 males walking into the Marshalls in Brandon. They make a beeline for the men's clothing section. Both men exit the store with armfuls of shirts, resisting an employee's efforts to stop the thefts. Call us or email us with their names. We appreciate any information you can offer. We know someone has information to help us solve a murder. In this case, a handyman is brutally killed while checking out a potential job in Thonona-Sassa.
Anderson Leroy Evelyn was murdered on February 8, 2010. He was 33 years old. He was a self-employed handyman. He made a living and supported his family by doing odd jobs, lawn care, and land clearing. On the day of his death, Mr. Evelyn drove his Ford F-250 truck to the area near Taylor Road and Schooley Road in Onasassa to give an estimate on the job, possibly cutting trees and doing some site clearing. His body was discovered in the woods around 4:30 p.m. that evening by two people picking up scrap metal along the roadway. The metal collectors then contacted the sheriff's office. On February 9, 2010, we conducted a traffic survey in the area. Some motorists remembered seeing Mr. Evelyn's gray pickup truck on the side of the road possibly as early as 11 a.m. the day before. Other motorists told us they saw the same gray F-250 truck following a white GMC or Chevy SUV, similar to a GMC Jimmy or Chevy Trailblazer. They also recalled seeing the two vehicles pulling over on the side of the road before noon on the day Mr. Evelyn was murdered. Please call or email us with any information about the killing of Mr. Evelyn. My name is Detective Preston Hollis with the Homicide Section. Help us solve this case. His family needs justice.
Select deputies spent an afternoon cutting up, more accurately, sawing their way through timber. These deputies got hands-on lessons in how to use chainsaws. This skill will come in handy should a storm or hurricane clog roads and streets with trees and debris.
The Sheriff's Office is preparing for storm season, for chainsaw training so that we make sure we operate safely, giving practice to our deputies. Each of the districts have a number of chainsaws scattered throughout the county so that in the event of a storm we can get out right at the heels of the storm and clear the roadways, help county fire get to emergency calls, respond to calls for service as quickly as possible. The Sheriff's Office has been doing chainsaw training for our deputies for about 5 years now. Like I said, all 4 districts have a number of deputies that are trained, as well as our special incident response team is all trained in chainsaws. So we have currently well over 200 deputies that are trained and ready to go at a moment's notice. While hurricane season normally starts 1st of June officially, in this area hurricanes get wrapped up late July, starting August into September. So we've really taken the month of July and done a lot of training with our personnel to make sure that they're ready. We have the supplies, the equipment is all ready, we've got the training. We're ready to go if the storm hits the Tampa area.
Here's a perfect opportunity for you to get an inside look at the Sheriff's Office. Our next Citizens Academy will begin on September 10th. The jam-packed academy includes a tour of our detention and communications facilities and a ride-along with a deputy after graduation. Visit our website to download an application. The Sheriff's Sporting Clay Shootout is just around the corner. This wonderful event is set for October 18th in Land O'Lakes. Test your shooting skills and support great causes at the same time. You can register online on our website. The 2013 Ranch Run is just around the bend. Join us on October 26th at Temple Terrace Elementary School. We have 5K, 10K, and even 15K races. The event benefits the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, where wayward youth are guided down a path to adulthood. On your mark, get set. That's it for episode 8 of Inside HCSO. We hope you found it insightful and learned something about the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff G and all of us at HCSO say thank you for your interest and support. Be sure to check out the next Inside HCSO for a story about a man whose joyride on a stolen all-terrain vehicle ends when he encounters our canine named Titan. Until then, stay safe, Hillsborough County.